A grandmother outraged tonight after a mother and stepfather were charged with murder after an 8-year-old boy was found severely beaten in their home. And we want to warn you, the details of this case are disturbing. The alleged assault happened Friday at a home on Claremont Avenue in Detroit.
The mother of the boy, Kentoria Moss, and his stepdad, Jamar Hill, were arraigned today. They face murder charges for their alleged role in the incident. Jacqueline Francis sat down with the child's grandmother. She's live now, more with what she told her. Jacqueline.
This is an incredibly difficult story to tell, a disturbing case of child abuse that cost a little boy his life.
I still haven't really cried. It's a hurt, it's a pain that a tear won't fall. It's like a rage, an anger.
Adriana Timms is still coming to terms with what happened. Her 8-year-old grandson, Adrian Timms, was beaten to death Friday at his home in Detroit.
He didn't deserve this. He did not deserve this, especially from somebody that he's supposed to trust, his mother.
Adrian's mom, Kentoria Moss, is charged with second-degree murder and lying to police. His stepdad, Jamar Hill, is charged with felony murder and first-degree child abuse.
He probably been getting beat, or anything could have been happening since he was about 5, because that's when the fool came into his life.
Hey, buddy.
Adrian's father, who was Adriana's son, died in 2017. Hill was the stepdad, who she described as controlling.
He dictated every visit, and she let it.
Adriana remembering her grandson.
He loved to play. He was sweet. He was a grandma's boy. When he come, Grandma, guess what?
During our interview, the grief just beginning to set in.
And I cried for the first time. I've been crying since my baby been gone. It's coming down.
The Wayne County prosecutor put out a statement on this case calling it chilling, saying that little Adrian had, quote, zero chance of surviving. Reporting live from police headquarters, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
So awful. All right, Jacqueline.
Well, Mr. Hill, something I learned at a real young age is actions speak a lot louder than words. You might have some nice words for us right now, but I saw the pictures. I saw what you did to that child. And I won't say child, what you did to Adrian, an 8-year-old boy. I don't know how you could do that to someone that you claim you love. I see pictures all the time from homicide cases, people with holes in their head and their chest, sitting in puddles of blood, watch videos of people being stabbed. But these pictures were the worst I've ever seen. That is an 8-year-old child. Just to give everyone a little idea, and I noticed you talked about the boxing, but you didn't give any explanation to all those belt loop marks all over his lower body, maybe even 100 of them. I mean, that's how many. His entire lower body was covered in belt loops where you had beaten him, and as Ms. Timms stated, even in the growing area. What is wrong with you? How can you do that? So I agree with Ms. Timms. I wish I could sentence you to life. I think it's well deserved. But as Mr. Wheeler pointed out, parties have reached an agreement, and I know they negotiated hard, and I am going to respect the agreement that they've reached, and I am going to impose it. But I hope you take these next 18 to 40 years to really think long and hard about what you did to Adrian Timms. So with that being said, Mr. Hill, you're going to be sentenced to the Michigan Department of Corrections for a period of 18 to 40 years. The following special conditions: you must pay crime victims assessment in the amount of $130 as ordered by the court. You must pay a $68 state cost as ordered by the court. And you must pay restitution in the amount of $3,926 to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
18 to 40 years in prison. Beating a 8-year-old child. Well, it's not really his son, it's his stepson. So you see when they sentence him, right, you see he didn't show no remorse. He doesn't care because it ain't his child. It's not his biological child. So of course he's not going to care. And you heard what the grandmother said. The grandmother said he was one of them guys that He's one of them controlling guys. He's one of them guys that try to control and try to run a woman, try to be controlling and not having people from her family visiting. And the mother, she was okay with it. She was okay with it and everything like that. And I gotta say, you see stuff like this every day. I've seen stuff like this every day on the freaking news about these kind of women getting mixed up with these kind of controlling freak dudes. Because these dudes are very controlling. And sometimes these women are terrified of these guys. They're terrified of them. And I'm not trying to make excuses for the mother. I don't think she was terrified or intimidated by this guy. But the messed up thing that the mother did was decide to give this dude the green light to beat an 8-year-old child like that. What in the world possessed you on beating an 8-year-old child like that? I bet you won't do a grown man like that. I bet you won't do a grown man like that. But you want to be on an 8-year-old child. What in the world did an 8-year-old child say or do to make you go that extreme, bro, to beat an 8-year-old child like that, bro? And the mother was okay with it. Yeah, beat my son up. I can understand if her son was like 18 or maybe 19 or close to 20 years old and he was like one of them violent types of kids that was very disrespectful and putting his hands on his mama, and the stepdad got to jump into it and say, hey, man, don't put your hands on your mother or else you got to go through me. I can understand if it was an incident like that, if her son was like maybe 18 or 19, or if he was one of them violent teenagers and the stepfather had to step in and fight him, stuff like that. I can understand if it was an incident like that, but it wasn't, though. This was an 8-year-old child right here. What in the world did this kid say to y'all that make y'all go that extreme to beat that boy to death? It's one thing to discipline your child, but to go that extreme to beat an 8-year-old child, that boy must have said something very, 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 very harsh to both of y'all. What did the 8-year-old child say to you two to make y'all go that extreme? What did that kid say to the mother to make her give this nigga the green light and saying, yeah, beat my son up with a belt. I'm okay with that. And you know why? You know why mothers like these are okay with this, people? I tell you why. Because when mothers get in relationship with niggas like these, as long as the nigga's giving her good sex, she'll give this nigga the green light and saying, oh yeah, you give me the greatest sex of all times. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do to my child. You can rape my child, molest my child, do whatever. That's what these type of women do. As long as these type of niggas give them good sex, these women be okay with that. They give these guys the green light to do whatever to their own child. That's what it be. That's what it be sometimes. And I gotta say, women's like y'all need to grow a freaking backbone, man. Grow a backbone for once in y'all's life, man. I don't understand though, man. I don't understand why these women's right here let these stepfathers turn them against your own child. What kind of mother or father allows somebody to turn you against your own child? That's my question. Because the guy give you good sex, that's enough for you to just convince you to turn. That's enough for him. As long as he's giving you good sex in the bed, that's enough for you to turn you against your own child. He turned you against your own child. Long as he give you good sex in the bed, he actually turn you and manipulate you or turn you against your own child, though. This woman ain't had no backbone. She had no backbone whatsoever. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all women, man, if y'all women's out there got a guy like him that's a control freak and he doesn't want none of your families to come by and he feel like he want to do harm to y'all's child or whatever like that, that's why I keep trying to tell y'all women to go out and go get y'all a gun. Don't let a dude know you go out and go get a gun, but go out and purchase you a gun. The dude scare you that bad, go out and get you a gun. Go out and get you a freaking gun, though. That's why he did what he did when he beat that kid up like that, because it wasn't his son. His biological father is dead. I know his biological father felt very helpless when he seen his own son. Imagine being in the other world, not able to come down and help your own son out because the mother was too much of a coward to step in and call the police on this dude or do something to stop this dude from doing that. But instead, she was okay with that because as long as he give her good sex in the bed, he can do whatever he want to do with her own biological son. What kind of mother is you? And you can just look at her and tell. You can look at her and tell that she like them street niggas type. She like them street niggas. She like to get mixed up with them street niggas that comes there, take over the house, don't go out and work. Because I bet he don't even have a job. He probably don't even have a job. One of them bombs that she found on the freaking streets. Probably one of them bombs who just sit home all day, eat all the freaking food, you know. You know what I'm saying? He don't, I mean, for you to go that extreme, bro, that kid must have said something to you that really ticked you off. I mean, come on, 8-year-old child. That was not your job to do that, bro. That was the mother's job. But I guess because the mother's spanking wasn't good enough, you came in there and you just beat this kid up like he was an adult. Let's see you do that in prison, bro. Let's see you fight a grown man in prison, bro. I hope them inmates down there in Detroit prison, whatever prison they send you to, bro, I hope they give you a hard time, bro. Like, real talk, bro. Fight a grown man. I bet you can't do a grown man like that. I bet you won't be able to whoop a grown man with a belt like how you whoop an 8-year-old child. But you want to fight, you want to do that to an 8-year-old child because you know he can't fight back. You know you can beat him. Like, bro, you a straight up bully, bro. This nigga's a bully, man. Beating on an 8-year-old kid, dog. Let's see. Hey, any inmates out there? If he, whatever prison he goes, man, if y'all see this dude, man, check this dude, man. Check this dude. Check him, including the mother. All you women's out there in the inmate with prison women, anybody see the mother? Check her too. Check them. See if they got that same energy like they did beating an 8-year-old child. Because I bet you don't have that same energy, bro. I bet them inmates down there, they ain't going to respect you for that, bro. They ain't going to respect you for that. You supposed to be the stepfather, bro. You supposed to be somebody that kid was supposed to trust. So let's see if you have that same energy, bro, when you serve your time in prison. Because I bet you won't have that same energy because them inmates going to confront you, bro, and they're going to ask you to have that same energy. Let's see you beat those guys with a belt. Because that's what they need to do. They need to beat you with a belt and let you go through the pain and suffering what that kid went through. You heard what the judge said. Like, that kid had like belt marks all over here, even in the groin area. You know what I'm saying? Like, you beat that kid up like he was an adult. Let's see you fight a grown man, bro. This woman right here, I don't know what the deal with the mother is. Like I said, man, you women need to start growing a backbone, man, and stop letting these dudes come in. Anytime a dude try to be a control freak, that's a red flag right there. That's a red freaking flag. You should have did something about it. I'm talking about the mother. But, you know, she gave this nigga the green light and saying, yeah, do what you want to do with my son, this and that. You know, she one of them type of women's. Because the sex so good to her. The sex was so good. As long as he gave her good sex, she was okay what she did to her son. She didn't care. She didn't care at all. And you can just look at her mugshot and just tell. Like, neither one of them showed no remorse. Neither one of them. Look at his mugshot. You can just look at his face and just tell, like, I beat that little nigga up. So what? He ain't my real son. And you just look at the mother and tell, like, yeah, I gave him the green light to beat him up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. You can't even handle an 8-year-old child. It's one thing to discipline your child, but beating them up like that, man, come on, bro. Come on, y'all. What in the world? The stepfather, he needs to get the death penalty. The mother, death penalty too, man. But they gave him 18 to 40 years. I don't know what they gave the mother. I have no idea. But the mother should serve just as much amount of time or even more for giving this dude the green light and lie. And look, and you know what? She even lied to the police. She even tried to lie for this dude. Why would you lie for this dude? This dude sat there and beat your son up and you was okay with that. And you try to lie for this nigga? You try to lie for him? That just goes to show, man, this woman didn't give a damn about her own child. This is an evil mother right here, man. This woman here is evil, man. You both is evil. You encouraged this dude to do it. You know, you could have jumped in and stopped him, even though he probably would have beat you up too. But you didn't try to do nothing, none of that type of stuff. You try to lie for this man, all cause this man gave you good sex, and that was it. Come on, man. Like I don't have no respect for women's like that, though. Women's like that would pick a man over their child any day. You know, women's like these would let a man like this turn them against their own child. And, you know, like my grandmother always told me, any parent out there, especially a woman, allow a man to turn them against their own child, they ain't shit as a parent. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. If you sit there and let a man turn you against your own child, or if you let a stepmother turn you against your own child, you ain't shit as a parent. If you sit there and let somebody turn you against your own child, especially an 8-year-old child. I mean, that child didn't have nobody, man. Nobody to help him. God, boy, this is just a sick world right here, man. I'm just disgusted by this, man. I hope these two get what's coming to them in prison. I hope I hear on the news that someone in prison deleted them. That would put a smile on my face. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, y'all. I think I did enough talking. Peace.